Hey guys, what's up? It's Bob here, and I've got something really cool to share with you today. If you look at my page here, I'm showing you, it's called a company called Tower Data. And Tower Data, what it is, you know how I always talk about finding the ideal patient, right? And I'm going to show you sort of some behind the scenes work that I do in order to attract my ideal customer, which is probably you. And so I want to know everything about you guys. I want to be able to get as much information as I can because I want to, position myself and create the best messaging and promotions towards your likes and your needs and your sort of lifestyle, right? And so I'm going to show you a little bit of an example of what I do to gather that intelligent data. So first off, if you have a health record software or something like that, just take about 100 patients, right? Maybe the last 100 patients that you've had come in and that have bought, maybe a cash procedure from you. Take their information and put it into a spreadsheet. And so when you take that information, put it into a spreadsheet, come here to Tower Data. It's towerdata.com. And I'm just going to go in here and see if I can log in here somewhere. So I come in here to the login page, and I'm going to pop in my info. So I've already uploaded my list because it takes a little bit of time for them to get the data. And so what happens is that when you can get a sample data spreadsheet here that you can model, and when you upload it, it comes into this. There's no sign-up cost or anything like that. They just charge you per record, right? If you look on the right here, it's like 8 cents, 24 cents to get their gender and all of that kind of stuff. So I have a list here that I've brought our contact export. And so we exported, I think there's about 6,000 records. And I want to start to chunk it down, right? I want to know a little bit more information. I want to know what city, what state. So for cities, like you can do this if you're doing, multiple locations in different states. You can take this data and you can look at, if you've got, 10,000 people in your database, you can see where most of the people are coming from and then maybe put on a seminar in that market, right? Or if you buy some data, you can do the exact same thing. You want to make sure that you use this for the, when you actually use this data, it becomes very powerful. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of a sample here. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to look at the demographic data. I want to know the age, I want to know gender, I want to know city, I want to know state, right? And so you can see it starts to creep up. Like this is 6,000 records, but I've uploaded one here, like for example, I've uploaded one here which is about 20 records, right? And you can kind of see. So if I was to go to back to here, I want to know the age, I want to know the gender, I want to know city, I want to know state. I don't need to know zip code, that's fine. I could either choose one or the other. It'll tell me that there's 1,518 matches, right? So out of the 5,900 plus records that are in here, or 6,000 or 7,000 records that are in here, only 1,500 will match with the data that they have in their database. That will give me their age, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to pull out gender because it's quite expensive. I probably know that if I know the name and email address already. And so household income, yeah, I want to know that. I want to know what the net worth is because now I can start to position my products and services to people that actually can afford it, right? Doesn't it make sense to send it to somebody that can actually afford it rather than wasting money on advertising that doesn't work? Right? And so this is the problem that I always have with marketing in the newspaper, because the newspapers will tell you they got so much distribution in their sort of local community. But if you ask them and say, hey, listen, how many people have a household income of 75,000, a net worth of a million plus, that are married, that have 2 kids, own their own home, and their market value of their home is 750,000 plus, they can't tell you that information. And that's why it's very important. So when you take this data, it's extremely valuable because this is exactly what Facebook gives you. it asks you all of these things. It asks you, who do you want to put your message to, right? Who do you want to send your message to? And if you don't know, then you're just shooting in the dark. And so tools like this make it so much easier, because you can start to direct your messages directly to that consumer, that prospect, or that patient, and give them exactly what they want. Because if you give them exactly what they want, they'll pay you more for it, right? And so it's very, very important. So I'm going to get out of here, but you can go through interest data, do they own a business, health and wellness, customer intelligence, purchase data, are they buying travel, are they a magazine buyer, all of these things, that whatever you feel is what you want to know about your customer or your prospect or your patient, these are some of the things that you can get out of this. And so what I'm going to do is I will look at, I'm going to go to the sample data, and let's pull out their charts. And so when I go into the sample data, it tells me all of this information here, and I want to go and I want to download the data. And so the tower data results, I'll pull up a spreadsheet here, and it'll give me that data. I'm also going to pull out the chart. So it gives you a nice looking chart here, and it tells you what your patient mix is. Like, what isn't this like some really, really cool stuff? I mean, this is all readily available for you guys. There's nothing, illegal about it. It's when you put your information into Facebook or Twitter or Google with your email address, it kind of it starts to build a file about you, and this is all readily available, and we can use this to our advantage. And so you can kind of come in here, and I'll show you, like, gives me all of this information. It tells me the zip code, the gender, household income. So I'll start to take this, and I'm like, well, I don't know, somebody that 50 to 75K, they may be, depending on what market or what area you are in the or in the country. I think I need something that's going to be around the 100 to 150K or 100 to 120K, like this guy right here. And so I'll start to look at this. And when I start to go through my list and sort it, I can get a really, really good idea as to what people are, what my patient mix is and my database is. So I hope you enjoyed this. Use it to your advantage. Export the list. In fact, in our new EverGenius platform that we're developing, every contact that goes through our websites into the back end is going to automatically have tower data integrated. And so as soon as it pops up, you will have the information right at your fingertips. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. So hope you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, start thinking a little bit differently. Thank you.